Hello everybody and welcome back to Hardworking Man. Today I'm going to share my final thoughts on this O'Reilly's Tank Tough jack. Is it worth buying or is it the coolest jack you should never buy? Let me show you what this thing's all about. I think we can all agree this is the coolest looking jack we've ever seen. But does it serve any purpose or is it just awesome looking? I'm going to start out on the things that I love about this thing. First, the way it looks. It looks sweet. It's got the army green. It's got the star on it. It's got the tank tracks. This thing just looks tough. I also love this extender. It's the same as the Badlands. You can have it at different heights. It helps you lift higher vehicles, tractors, etc. This bad boy even has a headlight on it. That's pretty neat, sort of gimmicky, but it actually comes in handy when you're positioning the jack underneath your vehicle and it's dark out. So that's sort of neat. Unfortunately, that's about where it ends. Now, I think they killed it on concept for this jack, but they did not kill it on execution. It's just sort of cheaply made, and with these tracks, the back is bolted on here, so it pivots in the front. Now, on the front, it's bolted in the front, so it pivots in the back. The whole idea of tracks is to be able to walk over stuff and give you more support, but with these being mounted in the front and the back, instead of the centers of the tracks where it could actually pivot and walk over stuff, when you're pulling this jack backwards, you literally just have this small plastic wheel underneath the track to go over stuff. And vice versa on the front, when you're pushing it forward, you have the same small plastic wheel under the track to go over stuff. The tracks don't roll well. They're very stiff, which yeah, they'll loosen up over time, but this thing just doesn't move easily, and without the pivoting wheels, it's tougher to steer. Now it does have a lock here where you can pivot the jack up and move it around, but it's still not easy, and it's just, just a bad design, I think, in my opinion. But that's not where I think the shortcomings of this jack end. Now here I've got my regular garage jack. It's the Daytona, it's from Harbor Freight. It's the 4-ton, this is a 3-ton. I will say this tank jack did lift a trailer that a different 3-ton rated jack failed to. So the lifting capacity is there. But what I don't like about it is how, I guess, cheaply it appears to be built. When I was jacking up my tractor or my truck, if it wasn't perfectly level, you could see this thing sort of flexing, and then it would sit to one side or the other depending on which way it flexed. I've never noticed that with my Daytona jack, so that gives me concern over the build quality of it. Now when you just look at these jacks, you can tell they're built to different quality standards. Like on this Daytona, the steel is thicker, it's wider, it's got more reinforcements on it. When you get over to the Tank Tough jack, it's just thinner steel, thinner, I guess, gusseting or reinforcements. And then when you get to the bottom of the jacks, the Tank Tough, what I guess embraces it from twisting is this little strap that's bolted on. Now on the Daytona, just regular garage jack, it's got a much heavier strap and it's welded in. It's just a lot heavier duty of a build. Now, the Badlands off-road jack from Harbor Freight, the entire bottom is filled in. So when you're off-road or in soft ground, it won't push in. It's a big flat bottom. Where this is just open, the jack just doesn't have it. It looks awesome, but it's not worth the money. I wouldn't buy it for half the price. This one's going back to the store. So my final thoughts on the O'Reilly Tank Tough jack are that it looks absolutely awesome, but it was executed very poorly, and the build quality seems poor in my opinion. This jack is almost $400 here in Michigan with taxes. That's not cheap for a jack, and I feel like this just doesn't live up to the price. It doesn't roll well, it flexes, it's sort of chinsily built, it's not reinforced well. The tracks, I believe, they're not on correctly. I think they took a cool concept, made a cool looking jack, put it out there, and people like me were like, that's sweet, I gotta have one. But once you look into it further, I just don't think it's worth buying. Hopefully this video saves you from dropping almost $400 on a cool concept and a cool jack that hopefully someone will do better. I just don't think it's worth the money. It doesn't add any benefit, in my opinion, over a regular jack. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.